That's what we're gonna do.
That's not funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you.
60% of the time, it works. Every time. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. Be careful, man. There's a beverage here.
I'm ready to
Whiskey Cinema, man.
Whenever it's done, we are live.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to Whiskey Cinema. I am your host, Daniel Holzer. Thank you so much for being with me. As always with me, a co-host. I prefer no one else, Brandon Rich. How you doing?
I prefer somebody else.
Sorry.
I'm doing great. I'm excited every week about this show.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why don't you tell them about what this episode's about? Thank you so much for being with us, guys. Please like, comment. We want to respond to all of our audience members that are watching. If you're seeing a video and you're watching on Facebook, click on the main video and then comment so we can see them. But just tell them, man. Tell them about what we're talking about today.
We're talking about, robots. Yeah, I was wondering who would break out the robot dance first.
Winner!
You beat me to it. Now I feel like a bad host.
We're excited about robots. We went through a couple of our favorites, a couple that are pretty bad, and a couple ones that got rated terribly despite being cult classics and beloved. I was surprised by how many people have rated great movies so low down on the totem pole.
And bad movies so great.
Well, dude, I'm down to jump into it. I'm feeling it right now. You want to talk about what we're drinking real quick? You're our local mixologist. Tell them about what we're having, how they can make it at home.
Absolutely. This is called the Robot. It's whiskey, it's vodka, and it's grenadine.
You know what the proportions are supposed to be?
Nope.
I wrote it down.
Half pint of whiskey. I know that. That's what sold me.
Yeah, buddy. Half pint of whiskey, a 1/8 of vodka Absolute, and 2 drops of grenadine syrup to make the robot at home.
That's what got me. I did a splash, and it's a little sweet now. So don't add too much grenadine.
Let's try this guy out.
Don't add too much. Very sweet. Yeah. Today we're talking robots. Let's jump into it.
It's not. You know what's smooth? Got a smooth aftertaste. You try that robot out. You try it out.
Lie, I counterbalanced it with some Sprite. Way too sweet with that grenadine.
I'm saying my mixologist, he knows how I like my drinks. He goes heavy on the whiskey, and he goes.
I did more whiskey. Like, you know what's gonna counterbalance? Well, obviously more alcohol, make it less sweet. And then some lime juice or Sprite, as I like to call it.
We already got Colby on here. How you doing, Colby? Thanks for commenting, buddy. Robot episode, Colby. What's your favorite robot episode? Comment below. I want to know everybody's favorite robot episode. I don't want to miss nothing.
Or maybe just who your favorite robot is in general.
I mean, right? It could be Bender. You meet Sax? I love
true.
Bender.
Damn right.
Fantastic.
Could be a robot from Star Wars.
Right?
Could be.
I went to a robot museum here in Salt Lake City.
A robot museum.
They had all the robots from film. They had Robbie the robot from the old, what's that movie with, gosh, it's not good. They're traveling through space, and it's got, Matt LeBlanc, who did the remake.
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
I don't know.
It's a space movie with Heather Graham. They're traveling in a ship. Really? You just gonna let me drown?
Yeah, I'm
God, you're useless.
I'm gonna step on your head while you're drowning.
That's so smart for a podcast.
Don't bring up a movie if you don't know about it. I don't know about this movie.
Don't worry. I'll save me and figure out movie facts. Brandon's here to look good.
I don't know. We've never talked about this movie, and I've never watched it.
You for sure have seen it. It was on USA Today a billion times.
Doesn't mean I watched it. I was too busy watching
They had to travel through the space. Gary Oldman's in it, plays a spider scientist that turns straight at everybody. You're fucking unbelievable. Really?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Wow.
I don't believe you know this movie. You can describe the shit of it, but you don't know what it's called?
Archie, Lost in Space. Hey, Archie, there'll be an empty seat here next week. I could definitely use somebody who knows something about movies.
It will be your seat. Don't bring up a movie if you don't know what it is.
Plus, it's super famous. Danger, Will Robinson.
I didn't know that movie now.
Thank you so much. This guy throwing a lifeline. Brandon's sticking a garden hose down my throat as I drown.
You stuck me on garden hose. You don't bring up a movie if you don't know what it is. Gotta show love to R2-D2. Yeah. He's not your favorite robot, though.
C-3PO going through.
I want to know what your favorite robot is now.
Gotta find your favorite robot.
Austin.
We're going to talk about a lot of them. favorite robots don't necessarily make a favorite robot movie. I would not
Nope.
consider Star Wars a robot movie, despite having robots in it. I mean, there's a lot of other ones that are definitely way more robot heavy.
Absolutely.
I want to talk about the one that's probably fresh in everybody's minds right now. I want to get into iRobot.
That's the one that's for, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, man, it's a robot movie. It's got all the robots in it. It's got Will Smith. I don't want to be rude to the girl in it, but Alan Tudyk,
It's
who I
Bridget
love.
Moynihan.
Thank you. Oh, helping me now. Now that his seat's thrown,
I know this.
he jumps back on the seat.
I'm not going to throw in a random movie that you don't know and expect you to know all the answers.
It was called Cost My Face. I remember it now. iRobot was a movie that they played 1,000 times on USA Today. Shia LaBeouf had a bit part in it, a lot like he did in Constantine as like the driver. Will Smith was fun. He said we went to the meeting after he read the script. He goes, I got to stop saving worlds every time I'm in a movie, y'all. And everybody laughed and thought it was so amazing. It's just so funny.
Alan Tudyk also does K2SO, another robot.
He might be the best robot ever.
He is. K2SO is my favorite robot, probably of any movie.
You're jumping your favorite robot in the first
I'm
3
going to drop it
minutes.
right because that was my tie into this.
Shh, all right.
And I love me some K2SO. Yours will be the cliffhanger. Leave them hanging in
That's
suspense.
right.
I'm
Absolutely.
going to give them the tease. Ooh. That's me teasing.
Doo-doo-doo. I like
I
you.
got a little graphic, but I don't
You
care.
certainly did. If you don't know how
I
graphic,
don't care.
If you don't know how graphic that is, it's because you're not watching. You're listening to us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify. This guy.
I'm
We
drinking.
need to upgrade your software.
I'm drinking.
I'm just
Let
saying.
me drink. You can't handle yourself for 5 seconds?
How you feeling about your robot drink, by the way?
I was about to try it.
You haven't tried it
Yeah, I drank some before I came.
yet? iRobot is a
pretty
fun movie. It's got a lot of actors. The police chief, they took some of the lines that Will Smith has made. When he did this movie, he did not want to make jokes. So when they filmed it, they edited it so they can take the jokes out if they weren't that good. Like, they wanted to make it more of a serious action role. But when they screen tested it with the jokes, it became one of the highest screen tests they have ever done in the studio. And they're like, dude, Will Smith, I'm sorry. All the jokes are staying. You're
I don't love
delightful.
this movie. I don't. Nah.
Not feeling it?
Forgettable.
Oh.
It's a lower end Will Smith movie.
All right, fair enough.
I mean, it's not as bad as what is it, After Earth that he did with his son.
yeah.
It's not as bad as that, but you know,
Well, that's a bad one.
it's not far off, I guess, compared to his other movies.
Well, I mean, it's Will Smith-esque, right? He has one where he's like fighting his clone that came out recently by Ang Lee. It's
Gemini Man.
Gemini Man. He's
Boom! I got you that time.
you're 1 for 4.
2 for 4.
It's a fun movie, and the reason it's fun is because Will Smith is entertaining. No matter what he
He
does,
is.
he's a good actor that's fun, and you always root for Will Smith.
Plus, I like Alan Tudyk.
Alan Tudyk, when asked what was the best part of the movie, Will Smith and Bridget Moynihan, you got it, both said, what was your favorite part of the movie? And they go, Alan Tudyk, who voiced Sonny the Robot, who's the redhead from A Knight's Tale. He's voiced a lot of great things in Disney. He was the pilot on Firefly. They said his acting is superb, and he should be up for an award.
He should. He did Hey Hey the Chicken from Moana.
Okay, we're not going to bring up the one that all it did was buck and like walk back
Yeah,
and forth.
they needed a famous actor to make chicken noises.
He went to Juilliard, and they had him do chicken clucks.
And he stole the show. He stole that damn show.
I like this movie. I did not murder him. I mean, Robot Chicken, another robot, spoofed this, which was really funny, as the Metal Maid in the Jetsons when George Jetson goes up murdered. So funny. Famous scene, interrogating a robot. Very funny. I like this movie, but it's very much The Rock. It's a Nicolas Cage-esque kind of movie.
I would pick The Rock over iRobot.
I don't know, it's that same kind of fun. Like, you have to be in
I
a
get
fun
it.
movie.
They're fun
movie.
action movies,
Yeah.
but God, it's Sean Connery. And Nicholas, well, it's Sean Connery.
Let me tell you how good this movie is and how it worked out. Alan Tudyk, we're both big fans of.
Oh, big fan.
2 actors that almost voiced Sonny the Robot in iRobot. Emilio Estevez. He's going to Mighty Duck this. He's going to Mighty Duck it up right now.
Yeah, probably.
Robo-Duck. And Will Wheaton, who...
Will Wheaton?
I'm not mad at the Will Wheaton choice. I like Will Wheaton. He's narrated some books I've listened to, and I think he's an interesting actor. But Alan Tudyk crushed it. I mean, he was fantastic.
He's great.
I'm not picking anybody over Alan Tudyk for a voiceover.
Me either.
Maybe Morgan Freeman is Sonny.
Oh, God. Then I'm rooting for the robot the whole time, no matter what. I don't care if it's a murder or just murdering humans. I'm like, just listen to him. He can murder me any day as long as he keeps talking.
The way he walked in, I knew I would rip his spine out. Stupid meat sack.
No matter what, I'm rooting for Morgan Freeman.
It's just soothing. Like, this is nice. I hope they take over all the humans. This sounds great.
I've seen Wanted. I don't know how he dies because I couldn't kill him.
No.
I would need to at least lock him into a cage and just listen to him talk every now and then.
Do please. I mean, yeah. You're like, hey, man, can you read the newspaper to me? I just need to relax a little bit. I liked iRobot. You saying it's not your favorite. Not very good. I totally get it. It was definitely one that you stayed home sick from school and watched 100 times on USA Today.
If they weren't playing Con Air or The Rock, you're damn right.
Dude, they played the shit out of a couple movies. I don't know why.
They play the same movie over and over.
Is there another robot that you want to bring up that is a famous robot that you liked a lot in movies that people need to know about? I've got a couple on my list. I want to hear one of your picks.
I'm going to start out with one of my favorite robot movies.
Okay.
Robots. That's right. That's right. It's Robin Williams as a robot. What's not to love?
Dude, the cast of this is
The
off
cast
the charts.
is amazing. Ewan McGregor, Robin Williams, Halle Berry,
Damn.
Greg Kinnear, Amanda Bynes, Mel Brooks, Stanley Tucci, Paul Giamatti. I'm probably forgetting some.
I'm a fan, by the way, of Stanley Tucci and Paul Giamatti. Paul Giamatti I'm a big fan of.
Paul Giamatti's great.
Stanley Tucci, for some reason, is one of these guys that slips into a bunch of stuff. Like he's an announcer in Hunger Games, and he's played a lot of cops.
That's a pretty big role for that announcer. He's the star of the first half of that movie.
I'm just saying, I'm a big fan. Anybody that takes
All
a
the
small
movies.
part and makes it big with what little they have, I'm super impressed by.
He's a good actor. He's very underrated. A lot of people don't know him.
Yeah.
Same with Paul Giamatti. He plays it's not an elf, but it kind of looks like just like a little nutcracker, mini nutcracker.
Yeah, he's
thing.
like the guy that answers the doors. Kind of like the same part in Wizard of Oz where the guy opens the door and goes, password!
Yeah, pretty much. He opens the doors for him because his doors are always open to that company. That's what the commercial says. So he goes, he tries to walk in, he hurries and closes it, and just sits there and plays with the main character, Ewan McGregor's character, and I fucking love that part. He's a vicious little elf thing.
It was one of Robin Williams' last movies. I think he had maybe 2 others after this.
Maybe it was later on in his career.
Robin Williams does really well in this. This movie, for me, wasn't my favorite. It was way too jokey in certain parts.
Yep.
He does a Hit Me Baby One More Time dance, especially all the other bad guys jump in on. I was like, dude, you got Mel Brooks and Robin Williams, maybe 2 of the funniest people that have ever lived.
It's true. They're hilarious in their movies.
You don't need to force any jokes. Let them go crazy. Tell them you're not recording and let them talk to each other and watch. I don't think they interacted, which was such a mistake because I would love to watch a behind the scenes
But
thing.
it was like towards the end, yeah.
But barely.
Yeah.
Man, those guys are so funny. This movie, not bad, but I was hoping for more. When I saw the cast, I was like, holy shit, how have I not seen this? Watched it, and then I was like, Ewan McGregor was good.
He is. I forgot that was Ewan McGregor, to be honest. He's very he's the hero that's just very boring and wants to always do good. But it is Ewan McGregor still. So.
I mean, he's sexy through a robot.
I do. Robin Williams has some great lines. There's a lot of robot puns, too.
Yeah.
A lot of metal puns. I love it. There's a line Robin Williams has. Is like, oh, you having a bad day? Cheer up. There's another one coming tomorrow. And I'm like, oh, I need to start saying that.
Oh, he had a lot of great lines. He didn't want
He
to.
does.
He's like, you see that window right there? My last roommate jumped out to his death through that window. That's so funny.
He definitely is the star of that movie. There is times where you wish he wasn't, because it's a lot of
Hey, how you doing?
jokes
Oh,
all
do
the
this over
time.
here. Oh, yeah, no, I
Yeah.
got this.
but he does deliver some great lines.
You know what's funny is you're like, oh, it's a little over the top. But if you watch The Genie and Aladdin, he's very over the top, but
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just so focused and perfect. So I was kind of like, I don't know what happened. But it was like they were using, you
Well, I
know,
think overall that movie's just better. The script, the writing.
yeah. I mean, and then it's just more realistic, maybe, even for a robot movie, which there's a lot of funny robot jokes.
Robots aren't realistic, living in their own robot town,
Robot
looking
City.
for scraps to repair their broken robot bodies, but they can't because there's some dickhead who wants to outmodel everybody, put new robots on the streets
Whoa. I mean,
because his evil mother says so.
well, that part's very believable. Greg Kinnear doing whatever his mother tells him to do.
While his dad hangs from the rafters.
Oh, man. We've all met a family like that. Let me go with my friends. You're not. You're out busy tomorrow. Clean the garage. That's true. I'm busy cleaning the garage tomorrow. I can't do that Sunday? No. All right.
We had a lot of comments for RoboCop. Favorite as a kid and still to this day.
Ooh, yeah.
By Archie. Colby also mentioned in RoboCop. A couple others.
Dude, RoboCop is great. If the actor that plays RoboCop also did a cameo in a season of Dexter as the detective that was disgraced for selling drugs to an undercover cop later on.
Right.
And he was like, the way this guy drinks shots. Me and Brandon drink shots, which Brandon will show you right now. How do you drink a shot? That's some grade A whiskey right there.
That is good whiskey.
That's pretty. I mean, that's maybe as good as him. He never closes. He goes, "Ka!" Like he's reloading his throat with alcohol. I love RoboCop. There's a couple scenes that are fucking super harsh. Red from that '70s show plays the bad guy.
You know, he doesn't break his foot off anybody's ass, and you know it's disappointing.
Dumbass. The remake that they did, I actually thought was good, but it's hard when you do a reboot of a series everybody loves. Joel McKinnon, who plays Captain Flag in the new Suicide Squad. He was also in the body switching movie on Netflix, the series. I actually really like this guy. I think he's good. I was sad the RoboCop wasn't better so he can get more work, but I do like RoboCop. Dead or Alive, You're Coming With Me is a movie quote that will stand the test of time. You'll see it spoofed forever.
The original RoboCop got 90% on Flix.
Woo!
The new one, 44% on Flix. It's not the worst rated RoboCop movie, by the way, guys. The second one, 31%. And I did not know they made a third. And there's a reason. It got 3%.
Whoa, three!
It's the lowest rated movie we'll talk about, and that's all I'm talking about it. Because, like I said, I didn't know they made it.
Hey, they can't all be 5-star rated podcasts. You know what I'm saying?
That's us, guys. We're 5 stars. Why don't you go help us out and rate us 5 stars?
We're a 5-star rated podcast.
Yeah, go help us out.
You know who is it?
5 stars.
All the rest. It's just us so far. Jeez.
I'm sure there's someone. I know Ron Burgundy isn't.
What a loser.
Boom.
Take that, Ron.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Shots fired. What is a worst podcast? I like RoboCop. You brought that up. I want to bring up an old one, which is The Day the Earth Stood Still. We're talking about
Another remade.
another
movie.
reboot one. The old one, the rating for that was off the charts amazing. An alien lands to Earth, essentially threatens the entire planet to change or is going to destroy them. Goes to check out humanity, brings a giant, muscly robot bodyguard.
Obviously.
GORT, which genetically organized robotic tech is what it stands for, which I thought was GORT was just such a silly term. GORT! But the very famous line, if you guys haven't watched the original, you know it from Army of Darkness. Klaatu Virata Niktu.
Yeah.
That comes
I
from the
do
day
know
the
that from
Earth
Army
stood
of
still.
Darkness.
When he is trying to find out if humanity is worth saving or not because they're destroying their planet.
It's not.
Seeing if they can survive and be responsible. Wear your mask. Or don't. But trying to see if it's worth it to save the planet. He finally goes like, oh, you know what? He sees another alien. The alien's like, nah, they're all pieces of shit. They're not worth saving. They're gonna blow each other up with nukes and stuff. As he leaves, he goes with the kid, and the kid's super nice to him. He goes, oh, they're worth a try. So he goes back to save it, to turn off the giant robot GORT that's just gonna destroy everything. He says, Klaatu Virata. He says, Nektu stops the robot. EMP pulse knocks out electricity for the entire planet. He's like, I told you there'd be a price for how bad you guys are being. Then flies away. Awesome movie. The remake, good. Keanu
Not as
Reeves.
good. Yeah.
I mean, if you haven't seen the original, don't know the story, it's like Wicker Man. Someone's like, oh man, I can't believe the twist at the end of Wicker Man with Nicolas Cage. Can you believe that? Like, well, yeah. I mean, you saw the original.
You need Nicolas Cage in your movies.
Do you believe RoboCop? That guy almost died. They had to make him do a RoboCop. Like, yes.
This is crazy. It's fucking crazy. I
It
didn't
came
know
out of nowhere. I thought the whole thing was about him being an artist.
Yeah, it's an alright movie, the new one.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves, like you said, I'm a fan.
Sure.
I did enjoy the movie, but I only watched it once.
I'm with you. It's very Battlefield Los Angeles. You'll
It's
watch
forgettable.
it.
Yes, you need to watch it to get our reference. Because you'll forget about it next time you hear a reference and have to go watch it again.
There you go. Oh, brought to you, by the way, All Everything Entertainment is here, who is a sponsor of this podcast, this podcast is brought to you by alleverythingentertainment.com. Check that website out for all news and entertainment. You got everything about soccer, football, wrestling, some wrestling. You got a cage fight, I think IQ cage fight, which is a podcast did one today about all the fights last night on UFC, which was crazy. I won $50.
Perfect. You owe me 1,000.
Jesus.
We're $50 closer now.
Gotta call my bookie.
I am your bookie.
Thought he won. Yeah, check out alleverythingentertainment.com for like legitimate. This is where we get all our movie news, and this is why we scoop all the other competition. We have a couple sources in Twitter and we know about all this fun. I guess I saw someone comment today, like Movie Web. They're like, "Did you guys know that there's a Hulk and Wolverine movie being made?" And I was like, "Bitch, we talked about this shit 3 weeks ago.
A&E's already got you covered, bro.
What you doing? We copy and paste an
That's all
article."
I go around Facebook and just A&E would have already known this dipshit. Just trying to get you guys some likes and followers, guys. Go read that Lance article.
Definitely check that out. That's funny you brought up. We did RoboCop as a reboot. We did The Day the Earth Stood Still as a reboot. Keanu Reeves always saving the planet, no matter what character he's playing.
We've seen John Wick. He's saving the planet.
Oh my God, Johnny Mnemonic, Constantine, Matrix. Is there a role he has that doesn't?
There you go. Let's talk about his good roles. We don't need to talk about those other ones.
Bill and Ted.
Yeah,
saving the world. I want to talk about an underrated one, unless you got one on the tip of your brain right now.
No, go ahead.
I want to talk about Ex Machina.
Ex Machina.
So, as Ex Machina, Oscar Isaac, who plays the pilot Poe in Star Wars, this got him his start. This was an independent film that blew up at Sundance and everybody liked. It's essentially about a guy going in to interview an artificial intelligence robot and then kind of figuring out that she feels like a prisoner. It's like so advanced that he doesn't know what to do and how he feels about it. Awesome movie. Really liked it. Alicia Vikander.
Yep.
Who played the new Tomb Raider. This was like her starting big role break. And awesome.
She won Best Actress before that movie.
Did she really?
Yeah. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. The Danish girl, I think. Danish girl.
Okay.
With the guy from Fantastic Beasts.
Why don't I just leave you to drown? How's that feel?
No, I figured it out.
Dominic Gleeson?
I already got it. No. Fantastic Beasts.
Brendan
And
Gleeson?
Where to Find Them. The star of that one.
Oh.
So you're drowning yourself again. This acting in the movie, Ex Machina, is fantastic.
Really good. Yeah.
I think it is the best part of that movie. Storyline, it's kind of a predictable movie.
Sure.
But very great acting. It kept me entertained the whole time. Oscar Isaac, I thought,
fantastic.
Killed it. Same with Vikander. I think the other guy's name is Dom Hall. I don't know if that's
Dom Hall Gleason. That's the guy I was talking about. He's also, not to just keep calling people redheads, but he's the redheaded guy from the new Star Wars sequels, the one that gets thrown across the room by Kylo. I've seen him in a bunch of stuff. He was in a very good episode of Black Mirror.
Apparently, we just want to talk about Star Wars. The third time to Star Wars.
Well, there's a lot of robots in Star Wars.
He was in Peter Rabbit.
Haley Atwell plays a robot in a Black Mirror episode with Haley Atwell when her husband dies, and she transfers his memories into this robot and tries to still be married to him. Robot tie-in. That's what you get for being part of our crew here. And also, are you wearing a Whiskey Cinema hat again?
Of course I am. I wear it every day now.
Don't you be wearing that backwards, because that's not how we do product placement on this show.
I wear it forward for 5 minutes starting now.
Oh, I love it. I mean, it looks a little blurry, but just if you guys don't know, you look at this little symbol right here. Look at that thing. It's so good. Love it. It's right on that hat. Pew! Pew! Ex Machina is one that I would definitely check out. Like you said, the acting is so good. Awesome. Definitely check out Ex Machina if you have not seen it. I love it. I think it's really good.
I'm with you. It got 92%.
Man.
The same guy who did Annihilation did this movie. It's that slow burn type of movie. It's not action-paced. It's not fast-paced. You got to watch it. You got to listen. And then the ending usually pays off in this movie. Well, I don't know, usually. But it pays off in this movie.
You know what's worse? Like, if you get like a slow build, which is fine, and I super understand.
I like slow burns.
But if you don't get that burn at that slow end,
you got to deliver if you're doing the slow burn.
I mean, you might need to break something, because it's gonna. I don't mind slow dramatic movies, but if they peter off and there's no like satisfaction, they're like, I feel like you stole my time. Is what I feel like you did. How did this get made?
I think if they cast it differently, I probably wouldn't like it as much. Like I said, the acting in this, everybody works well off each other.
Yeah.
It kept me entertained, and that's probably why I stuck around. The story, it's not top notch to me. It's average. It's an average story. It's a lot of talking, but like I said, the acting is incredible.
Twilight Zone and The Outer Limits have a couple episodes with people that are interrogated by artificial intelligence, where they had to like kind of talk their way out of it. It's not a super unknown theme, but this is just done really well. There's a lot of meat left on the bone that they take away with Ex Machina. Check that shit out for sure.
Absolutely, I agree.
Speaking of that, we're recommending this. Do you have anything to recommend? Top shelf of the week, something you saw this week that you're recommending to all our fans. It doesn't have to be robot related. You just let us know.
Hey, I watch a lot of robot movies. I needed a break.
Sure.
Surf around Netflix.
You do your
You know what's on
diligence.
Netflix?
What's
Y'all
that?
need to watch A Knight's Tale.
A Knight's Tale?
A Knight's Tale.
You go to
with
Knight's?
Alan Tudyk.
Okay, there's your tie-in. All right, I like it. All right.
With Heath Ledger, Alan Tudyk. They're the ones worth mentioning. It's about a knight who, becomes it's about a guy who fakes being a knight and starts jousting and doing sword fighting to make money and falls in love.
You gotta watch A Night. I mean, I assume most people have seen A Knight's Tale. I love A Knight's
I do
Tale.
too. But also, I just watched it again. It's a great movie.
Hey,
One of the best night movies, if I might say.
I've stolen a lot of poems from that movie to impress my now wife, so it's worked out pretty well.
I just thought it was the alcohol you buy. You buy good alcohol.
I certainly do. And with our sponsorship, we're gonna buy more.
Damn. Well, I already buy a lot.
I have a recommendation. I watched this today. It's crushing it on Netflix. It's already becoming one of the most watched movies on Netflix, and it's only been out for one weekend, which is Project Power with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Jamie Foxx. Man, dude, this movie is awesome. And dude, when you drink a little bit, you can't read the name. Dominique Fishback is her name, who plays a young girl who kind of gets wrapped up in this kind of gangster lifestyle. Man, it's good. Check out Project Power. The theme is this company made these pills that you take it, you twist it, you take it down your gullet, and you get a random power. But you don't know what it could be. And some people that just take it, they're done. They just explode.
Yes!
They explosive.
Yeah, that's one I'm definitely going to probably watch. Maybe tonight, but if not next week, because I've seen it. But I'm busy trying to get these robot movies in.
I'm going to tell you right now, Jamie Foxx is a personal favorite of mine. He's still awesome. He's doing a Mike Tyson biopic.
Yeah. He's one of those actors to me that's hit or miss. He does either really good or I'm just not a big fan.
I'm a fan of him. And Joseph Gordon-Levitt is...
Love him.
He plays a fun cop in this that makes jokes. Perfect. Really good. Check out Project Power.
He's the only person who can make bicycles really action-packed.
He rode a bike
Premium
in this movie,
Rush.
And I was like, Premium Rush is sequel.
Yeah.
Premium Rusher.
If you haven't seen that movie, too, I'll throw it to Ray, but go see
Oh,
that movie.
God, I don't know.
That's a fun movie. Don't expect a great classic. Expect a fun movie. That's it.
Oh, I wanted to say, too, fun fact about that movie. Dominique came to this to do an audition, forgot all her shit at the airport. She flew in just for this audition in L.A., and at the end of the audition, Jamie Foxx really liked her, and she's like, can you really rap? Because the character, the girl, a big thing is she's trying to be a rapper, but she's super shy. She's like, well, I can do spoken word. I can't go, like, off the top of my
Is
head.
that where they beat the drum? Boom, boom. Noodles. I like spaghetti.
Okay, I don't – that's –
I think that's poems, right?
That's nothing.
Power poems?
I mean, that's –
It's something.
all right. This is tag words that
Dude,
you
it
search
opened
on
my
Google. Slam poetry.
Yeah.
She rapped for him. He liked it so much he gave her $100. The director gave her $50, but I think it was just a way to help her out because she was in town. And they funded her weekend to help her say that. She's like, oh my God, I made $150. Now she's in the movie. I think they realized how great she was for the part.
Absolutely.
And she's really good in this. Every actor in this I really like. So definitely check out Project Power on Netflix. You're going to see it regardless. It's like Tiger King. Ain't no
I've
avoiding
never
it.
watched Tiger King.
What?
Yep. Don't have a desire to. Anyway, we got some comments coming in.
Okay.
We'll start talking about these movies. They want us to talk about Transformers.
Yeah. Oh, the first one I liked. I take it back.
First
one I
one's
liked.
really good. It
Liked it.
did get rated 58%.
I liked it.
Deserves higher, but not like a fucking lot. I would put it like the 70s.
I'm the same. I thought it was surprisingly good for a movie based off of a 80s cartoon show.
Exactly. Shia LaBeouf, Megan Fox. Shia LaBeouf kills it in this movie. He carries the movie.
Can I throw a tie-in real quick?
Please do.
Machine Gun Kelly, who is
Oh,
in Project Power, is
ugh.
dating Megan Fox. That's all I got. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, that was a shitty tie-in.
Hey, that's the shitty tie-in
Until
of the
Eminem comes
episode.
around.
Cheers.
Revenge of the Fallen. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. I get the bash it gets, but I did not hate this movie.
Ooh.
20% deservingly. I get it. They talk about metal robot testicles. I mean, come on.
They're punching down.
Exactly. Dark Side of the Moon. 35%. Again, another guilty pleasure of mine. That's it, though. The rest of the Transformers, Age of Extinction, and The Last Night bombed.
Yeah.
Suck. And then Bumblebee.
Bumblebee.
I love Bumblebee.
Bumblebee was good.
90% on Flickster, Rotten Tomatoes, whatever you want to call it.
Haley Steinfeld.
Haley Steinfeld.
Steinfeld.
John Cena.
Jerry's daughter.
Jerry's daughter. I mean, you have big names in these movies. Mark Wahlberg's been in them.
What are you, a robot or something? Is that what you are?
Say hi to your mother for me.
Say how to feel mother for me, robot. There's no hard consonant letter at the end of the thing. I got like a laser or something.
Some of them are good. The rest of them suck, really.
I want to say this about Michael Bay. They make jokes about Michael Bay exploding shit, and they came at him once. The interviewer did. I like anybody that can handle hecklers. I'm a comedian. I don't get paid yet. Someday. Sponsorship. Let's go. Patreon. So a heckler came at him. He's like, "You make movies for 13-year-olds," and he goes, "Yeah, that's fine. 13-year-olds deserve to watch movies too."
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what, Michael Bay? Fuck everyone else. Make your movies. Make explosions.
Why not?
Make robots. Just
I don't hate Michael
killing
Bay.
stuff. No.
His movies are fun. They're just fun. I'm not going to love his movies. I know that going in.
Yeah.
I'm not going to hate his movies.
No, dude, make the movie you want to make. And people are like, I didn't like it. Then go somewhere else.
Yeah. Unless it's a robot. Maybe make it slightly different.
Maybe Whiskey Cinema, you stay even if you don't like it. We'll grow on you.
We will. I have never grown on anybody.
Well, you have, and then it took penicillin.
We also have another Power Rangers. Someone brought up. I don't know if that's really robot movies.
Kind of. I guess the Zords and stuff, but
there's robots.
We'll do a big. I mean, we're not talking about Mechagodzilla either. We'll get into that kind of thing a different time. I do want to do a big fucking let them fight episode where monsters and creatures are fighting and destroying buildings. We'll definitely do that. That's going to be tribute to my Uncle Ron, who I wanted to learn math as a kid. He taught me about Godzilla. He has every Godzilla movie ever made in both movies.
My brother's teaching his son math, and he's doing it with zombies.
Love it.
If you have 7 zombies coming at your house and 3 more show up, how many do you have? He sits there and counts how many zombies he'd have. I'm like, that's how I need to learn math.
Hopefully he does really well in math and can afford his own therapy.
Absolutely. He's killing zombies right now.
If 6 zombies bite off your sister's head.
Then how many sisters do you have? I have 1 zombie sister.
I've got...
We got another one. Iron Giant.
All right, let's get an Iron Giant. Iron Giant is a guilty pleasure that was awesome with a very weird ending. I really liked Iron Giant.
I liked it too. Brad Bird, if you don't know, did The Incredibles, did Ratatouille, did Mission Impossible, Ghost Recall.
Ghost Protocol.
Thank you.
I'll save you.
Thank you.
You let me Mustafa down, Scar.
It's about time you saved me for once.
Long live.
I've been saving this podcast. It's day one. Great director. I personally think he's probably the king of animated movies.
Ooh.
Because Incredibles. Fucking love The Incredibles.
So
1
good.
and 2.
And the second one that took place over a decade later takes place a minute after the first one.
Exactly. You know
So
exactly
fantastic.
how it starts without even watching the first one. I know you guys do.
Dude, it's a great movie.
Iron Giant. It is. It's a fun, great movie.
It's great. Vin Diesel's best role, for sure.
Groot?
He's good at creatures that don't say much. That people animate.
He should not say anything in his movies. He's not good.
I like Vin Diesel's my guilty pleasure, but also I have to dock him for Fast and the Furious. After the 17th one, where are you going to go now?
They're making billions. Why would he quit making them?
Stop funding bad movies.
They're making billions. That's not an
Do you realize
exaggeration.
if Goodfellas made $1 billion, for sure there'd be a Goodfellas 2, and it would be amazing?
Yeah, probably. Unless Martin Scorsese didn't do it.
They approach Michael Bay. He's like, I have an idea. Bombs.
Robots come in. Gangster robots.
You got a promise? Hey, leave it there.
We got Real Steel popping up.
All right, Real Steel. I want to talk about Hugh Jackman because that's going to lead into probably my favorite robot movie.
All right.
Real Steel is essentially a retired boxer. They have moved on to robots fighting each other, which is a real thing in the UK called Robot Wars. I don't know if you've ever had a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, no.
Never seen it? It's remote control robots that fight each other. Oh my God. I used to watch this.
I've played Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
It's not close. The
Kinda.
object is to flip them over or destroy it enough to where it can't drive around.
Yeah, flip them over, knock their head off. What's the difference? All I do is pop it back on and start tapping buttons.
Just break his robot. Real Steel was modeled after an Outer Limits episode, which they changed the story, which kind of bothered me. So he's an ex-boxer that trains this one robot to fight and win battles, and it kind of goes through almost like a Rocky theme is what it kind of seems like. An underdog robot that goes in to beat a bigger robot.
Yep.
Fun movie. I wouldn't say it's a bad movie, but the original story is the guy trains a robot to deal with stuff. The robot breaks down before a big fight. He puts on an outer shell and goes out and boxes, and he gets the shit kicked out of him, and he keeps fighting so they can make money because essentially they're starving. And I was like, that's a great dark story, and they just took that story.
To be a little more fun.
Yeah, they didn't want that dark ending, but I liked Real Steel. The first time I watched with my brother in chairs that vibrated and moved like a PS4 controller, like uppercuts and stuff. It was fun for me, and I enjoyed watching with him. We were joking, like turning up each other's buttons so that it gets crazy. And
hey, you shouldn't have it turned down.
no,
You obviously don't know how to enjoy those seats.
during the drama, he's like,
You uncultured swine.
it starts off, he's like, well, I lost my dog today, and your seat's still moving. Like, get their money's worth. Make them a little crazy.
I mean, I did it free, but yeah, I'm going to do it. Get my money's worth if I actually paid.
How do you feel about Real Steel? What was your
I
feeling?
liked it. It was a fun movie. It had flaws, but I enjoyed it. There was a part that almost got me tearing up a little.
Ooh.
Not going to lie.
Wow, he has no
Touched
emotion.
close to home where Hugh Jackman yells at his son. He's like, what do you want from me? He's like, I want you to fight for me. I was like, oh. All right, I'm good.
Do you like the quick breathing?
Exactly. I'm not crying. You are dog. Because I watched it with my dogs. But yeah, it is it's very family friendly, but it's a fun movie. And I would recommend it if that's kind of your thing. You want that. I got cocaine on my nose?
No, you're solid.
Oh, I did some cocaine before this.
You're
That's why I
making
have so
more
much
money than
energy.
me, for sure. Get it.
But yeah, I got 60%. I think that's right where it should be.
Yeah. There's a couple movies that it reminded me of during that kind of thing.
Rocky, you mentioned.
Well, Rocky, but I meant more
Not-
of a
not
robot
that bad.
forced to battle other robots.
Pacific Rim?
Let's get
Those are
it.
aliens. Hey, Steven, they're still garbage.
Nobody knows what you're talking about. What did Steven
We
say?
have a listener.
Come
His
on.
name is Steven. He loves Pacific Rim. But he loves shitty movies, apparently.
That's okay. You know what? Pacific Rim was a movie that was going for it. They're doing the let them fight kind of thing. Robots versus giant Godzilla monsters. And I couldn't fucking do it. I've fallen asleep a record amount of times, which is yet to be broken, which is 3 times trying to watch this movie. Most of it has to do with alcohol, but
Not as good as Real Steel. So
you know what? Maybe I need the shaky chair. Pacific Rim, not that great, despite the great cast. I mean, all these different actors in it. Charlie Hunnam is trying to be a good actor. We'll see
He's
if it ever
trying.
gets there. Charlie Day, Ron Perlman,
Yeah, Pacific
Idris
Rim
Alba.
sucks.
I mean, you have a good cast. It reminds me of the movie Robots. You got
Listen,
such a good cast, but yet kind of shitty.
is Idris Elba really a good actor?
He's a great actor, and that's not even up for
Is he just
discussion.
great as Heimdall? What's he been in that's so great?
Can we might need to pause this
What's he
podcast.
been in that's so great?
Luther, his show that he is the
Okay.
star of.
He's got one thing. I don't like Pacific Rim.
Sure, it's a bad movie.
He had that horror movie with Beyonce. I don't like.
Okay.
Just not much of him. I think
It's
he can
not
be, but
even
he
up for
picks bad
discussion.
movies.
He's a great
He
actor.
picks bad movies.
Nah.
I want him to be in better movies.
He is not Michael Fassbender. He is a good actor.
Oh, he's not Michael. You're right. Mike Fassbender sucks. He's good in The Office. I don't hate him. I'm not a fan of his movies. I wish he could be in better movies.
Okay, well, fair enough.
Not all his movies are trash.
So does he. I mean, I love Idris Elba. I think he's fantastic.
I mean, like he gets a lot of love. I'm like, can he be in better movies? And you're right. Anything with Beyonce is bad. I did not like the new Lion King.
Ooh, we got like one from Austin. He's talking about Astro Boy back in the day. We got like one of the first
Astro.
3D movies. I forgot about Astro Boy. That's funny.
Yeah, that's
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, you know what? We got to get in this one. We got a recommendation.
okay. Let's hear the recommendation.
Okay. We got
Old Guard.
Old Guard is fantastic, but I see another one. Old Guard is recommended by Colby Larson. Austin's talking about Wall-E. Got to
yeah.
talk about Wall-E.
It's my favorite robot movie. Fuck off. I don't care.
Oh, is it your
I
favorite?
like Wall-E.
Oh,
Wall-E's
shit.
great.
Eva.
Yeah, I don't need words to be entertained, apparently.
With the cockroach that comes back to life and gets run over.
You can't kill cockroaches.
I mean, I've never felt more like a movie predicted the future than everybody does everything with the screen. They don't want to move.
They're all fat.
Dude, us in quarantine, they call it the Quarantine 15 for sure. I'm wearing a leather jacket right now. You're like, who are you, Terminator? Also, hiding the fact is what I'm doing.
Beyonce ruined Tay Sway's moment. I don't know who Tay Sway is. If you mean Taylor Swift, that was Kanye and West. Beyonce didn't do shit.
I don't want to interrupt you, but I'm doing it.
I'm doing it. I didn't want to, but he made me.
Look at Josh.
Carry on.
Josh loves Tay Sway. This is his favorite.
Who doesn't?
Loved Wall-E. Fantastic. All the different moves for it. When like Ratatouille, Toy Story, Wall-E. There's like a couple other ones that they made. They all went down for one lunch, Finding Nemo, and said, hey, I want to make a movie about this. And they discussed it in short detail, and that all became like their legacy. In one lunch, they made an empire, which I thought was amazing. And one of the last ones was, I want to conquer water. So I did Finding Nemo. I want to see what animation in water would be like, how hard it would be.
Not
Space. I want to do things that are looking down from up, like Toy Story. And he's like, what about Ratatouille? Oh, that's another great one.
Ratatouille is an underrated movie. By the
I
way.
love Ratatouille.
Ratatouille is great.
I have ferrets. I throw them on my shoulder. I cook. My wife gets sick every time. No problem.
Well, you shouldn't. You should throw them face first, not ass first, because they're just shitting into your food.
Oh, he's a helper, man. He pulls.
Let me season that for you.
I don't have hair. He pulls in my ears. He's like, less oregano. I'm like, oh shit. Okay, my bad. Let's put a little bit on out.
We got a little off topic. By the way, all of Beyonce albums suck. You said you had a tie into Chappie. Or not Chappie. I know you're tying.
No, Alita Battle Angel. So about movies fighting, robots fighting each other, because we were talking about the Gladiator thing. You thought of Pacific Rim. It wasn't Pacific Rim for me. It was Alita Battle Angel, which came out this year with a surprise cameo from Edward Norton at the end. So you know they want to make a sequel.
They will.
Rosa Salazar, who has been jumping up in different movies. I think it's the same girl from Dora the Explorer and from Instant Family. I could be mixing her up.
Bird Box.
Christoph Waltz, who...
Amazing.
Goddamn, I just saw him in The Dangerous Game on Quibi. I'm offering you a chance to make money because you are not going to live throughout the week.
How was he in that one?
Dude, Voices. I love Voices. He's fantastic. Dangerous Game with Liam Hemsworth. I recommend on Quibi. Quibi's a very weird streaming service where you can only watch on your phone or iPad, not on a TV.
Stupid.
And only in 10-minute increments. It's odd, but they have such good content. We've watched a bunch of movies and shows. Very good. But
it's also got Jennifer Connelly in it, who was in the Day the Earth Stood Still remake.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy, eh? You know what, Archie? You're out. Brandon's back in. He's crushing it. You're out.
I like Jennifer Connelly. She was in A Beautiful Mind, I believe.
Oh, gosh. She's in 100 Things That Are Fantastic.
But she does not great movies as well, like the Day the Earth Stood Still.
I want to talk about Alita Battle Angel. Such a fun movie, a robot movie, probably more of the recent ones that we've had in a long time. Taking parts, upgrades, bounty hunters, all this kind of different stuff.
Sounds like robots.
Is it a flawed movie? Dude, for sure.
It is. The effects are really great, and that's what stands out to me. It's also got, and I'm going to butcher his name. I was hoping you would say it, so I didn't have to.
Okay.
Mahershala Ali, the new Blade.
Oh, yeah, I like him. He's from Power as well. Really like this guy.
Green Book.
Fantastic. Interesting actor. Very calm, and like when he delivers a line, it's very potent. He delivers it in a way that makes you think, oh, shit, okay.
Exactly. The acting in this movie, again, it's really good, but I think the story, to me, doesn't deliver the full
I feel like they were building on the fact that it's a sequel, and that's a mistake. We've talked about before in this podcast. You got to make the first movie really good and hope for a sequel. Don't depend on the sequel because it's going to mess up your whole trilogy. Exactly. Indiana Jones is a great movie by itself. Watch our podcast about it. The sequels afterwards are their own individual movies. You don't have to watch one before or after. Make a good movie, and the sequel will follow. We were just talking about that.
Yeah, we spent an hour and a half talking about Indiana Jones.
Well, we should more time?
I think we could. Anyway, we're changing the episode.
Features. Woo! Where's my hat and whip? Jordan? Okay, they're in the watch.
This movie was also James Cameron written. Written by James Cameron. Well, he was one of the writers. So it got a lot of hype. You know, when you put James Cameron, he did Terminator.
Titanic.
Another robot movie. Terminator 2, another robot movie. And then Avatar as well, Titanic.
Avatar, billion-dollar movies.
So you know he's going to get hype. He's going to get people to view his movie. Mm-hmm. Directed by Robert Rodriguez, who did Sin City. I fucking love that movie.
I like Robert Rodriguez a lot.
I like him, but not.
He needs to kind of stay in his wheelhouse, which is very action-oriented. He's not exactly Michael Bay. But, I mean, Once Upon a Time in Mexico, Desperado. He makes good characters. He needs good actors at the forefront, which I think he got with the lead of Battle Angel. But
I love the actors in this movie.
Yeah.
It was the story to me. James Cameron dropped the ball. Right.
Whoa, easy. I love me some JC.
Hey, who doesn't? The guy isn't one of the highest paid directors for no reason. He does amazing movies.
I don't want to backtrack, but just a little bit. Somebody's talking about, I see Wally on there again. Wally, to me, is the Wilson of Castaway. I can't believe that I care so much about this fucking robot who's trying to learn to dance and sing and move around. I was very surprised at how good it was. When he's in trouble, other people are in trouble. You were talking about tearing up before. I didn't tear up for Wally, but I was surprised that when the volleyball gets away from the ship, that I thought, oh, fuck, it's going. And you're like, wait, hold on.
Wilson!
Speaking of Sigourney Weaver and the other movies that she's in for the robot movies, which later on we'll be talking about another one, she is the voice of the Helm in Wall-E, which is a robotic voice that you don't know, but they throw that in there because of her past.
I don't know when we were speaking of Sigourney Weaver.
You will hear it, and I'll tell you.
Well, you said speaking of Sigourney Weaver. I was like, I didn't bring her up at all.
Well, they probably went to the forward. Now they can go back.
Big Hero 6. I can tell you have 5-year-old kids, or you have a wife who just loves animated movies like I do. Big Hero 6, great movie. I love the robot in that movie.
Yes.
Yeah, my wife and I do the handshake. So,
what's the thing? He's like, kitty. Big Hero 6 also has James Cromwell. If you're not sure of the name, he's also the guy from like Babe. He's the guy from the other movie I, Robot, who writes the robotic laws. In Bigger Hero 6, he also writes the robotic laws.
Bigger Hero 6, huh? Is that the sequel?
I hope so. Bigger Hero 7. He writes the laws like Isaac Asimov, who is the godfather of robot books. The 3 laws of robotics, like you cannot hurt a human, you have to do what a human says. He wrote that in these books. And James Cromwell, as far as I can tell, is the movie equivalent of this guy because he's done it in 2 movies. I'm trying to think of an actor who's the perfect robot character. It might be him. It might be Alan Tudyk because I do like him as the android.
Alan Tudyk.
Rogue One.
One of the greatest voice actors. Also, Colby hates Castaway, so he's wrong. All right. We brought up Terminator. I love him. We talked a bit about the second one.
You want to get a little bit more into Terminator?
Let's just see how you feel about Terminator. We don't spend too long on it. Everybody's seen him, but
I'm dressed as him. I mean, I should have got a wig. You know what I mean? I should have gotten like 30
should
pounds.
have put some effort in.
50 pounds more muscle. But
50, huh? That's what 50? That's it?
Mr. Universe?
Yeah, he's Mr. Universe.
I'm obese. You can't tell because of the jacket.
No, we can't.
350 pounds of muscle.
I have
what
to have
you
this
need?
cup in my way to block my stomach, and it's not doing a good job.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is awesome as a Terminator. The Liquid Terminator, Terminator 2. Terminator 2 might be the best robot movie of all time. It's fantastic. It stood up the test of time. Amazing.
I
Sarah
agree.
Connor.
The first Terminator got 100%.
Ooh,
100.
child.
Very rare.
Come on.
That a movie gets 100%.
What's up?
Terminator 2, though, got 93. It's very rare. If you have 100%, you're following it up with a movie that people consider better.
Let me say this, too. Right. If you have a sequel that's better than the first one, I mean, maybe I can think of 10 movies that have a sequel that's better than the first one.
Shrek 2. Yeah.
Little Battle Angel 2 Electric Boogaloo. Edward Norton in that bitch.
What do you mean?
I don't know. It's hard to find, but Terminator 2 Judgment Day, to me, still, the reason why it's great is they flipped it. The monster that's killing everybody comes back to save her. The monster that is a liquid metal mercury guy played by Robert Patrick who's shooting blades through the mom head and through
Sounds
metal.
like you're talking about Terminator 3. Because they just tried to redo Terminator 2 is all.
That's the reason. You got to change it just a little bit. But I thought the second one was amazing. Probably my favorite.
The first 3 Terminators, all good. The first 2 are great, fantastic. The 4th one's trash. The 5th one's trash. The newest one, though, Dark Fate?
Dark Fate, yeah.
I do like. I think it's better than the 3rd one, to be honest. Flickster, Rotten Tomatoes agreed with me. They're right, too. But, yeah, the first 2 are the ones you need to watch for sure.
I want to talk about the first one, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mr. Universe, just coming off of him doing the movie Hercules. Don't watch it.
Hold on. Some sequels Brandon mentioned. Not me, but someone else. But
okay.
it's good. Godfather 2, Austin Powers 2,
Great.
Terminator 2, some of the best sequels.
I would agree. I would agree with that.
Godfather 2 is
Building the
great
universe is hard. If you have a good story, that's how it starts, right? You got to build, you have to introduce the universe, and the second one's where you tell a story. A lot of people don't do it that way. You got to start it strong. You got to make people like them so you get a sequel. So it's really tough to kind of build a good idea, and the second one go like, no, here's the meat and potatoes. I got the strength right here. Don't turn away. The Raid 2, which is one I would recommend.
Raid 2 is definitely one we've recommended a lot on this podcast. We'll keep recommending
I
it.
want to talk about Terminator real quick. A fun fact I found. Arnold Schwarzenegger was paid for how little he spoke. He got paid $21,429 per word because that's how little he spoke and how much he got paid. He got paid $15 million for that role. So for how many words he had to speak, that's as much, if you break it down, how much he spoke in that movie. $20,000 per word.
There you go. I get paid $0 for it.
Well, speak better. Speak like you do.
Also, thanks, Travis. Thank you. Thank you very much. He said love you.
Oh, that's
I
nice.
assume it's aimed at me.
Well, you okay?
He's probably watching. So
Travis, clarify. Come with me if you want to live. Come on, what are you doing?
Yeah,
come with me.
So can I? Come with me if you want to leave.
That's not fair. You've obviously recorded that and played it. Come with me if you want to live. He was paid $150,000 for that phrase. That's as much as he was paid. But at the same time, we know that phrase. It must.
No,
be
it's
worth
not. Fuck Danny.
What happened?
You're off this.
He's
he's definitely a bitch.
Oh, Travis loves Dano. Not your fault. I have glasses on. And also, I didn't take them off to read, so I'm not
I was about to
prepared.
say, you have to take those off. What are you?
What are you
fucking
doing,
old?
Travis? I love you too.
You need your
Look,
reading
right.
glasses so you can read from far distance.
I need your pants and jacket.
Oh, I saved that for after the podcast, buddy.
I want to talk about our favorite movies. We're getting close to the end here.
Say,
We've had a
we
lot
gotta
of
go
great
Terminator.
recommendations. If there's a couple movies that you love with robots in it, you guys let us know. Dr. Robotnik, which is one that I saw in the comments earlier, which made me laugh, from Sonic. Jim Carrey in that role makes that movie, so you're not wrong. I agree.
You're not wrong.
I agree immediately.
It's all Jim Carrey.
Also, check out Black Mirror. They have a couple really cool. All Black Mirror has to do with technology going awry. So they have a couple really good robot episodes.
Yeah, it is.
I want to ask you, what's your movie? Your favorite robot movie? Your
Well, I
movie
told
that
you
gets
my
the
favorite.
people going.
It's Wall-E. Movie I recommend though.
Get him a recommendation. Top shelf from Brandon
is,
Rich himself.
We've seen it in the comments by Kristen.
Okay.
I Am Mother. It's on Netflix. I believe it's a Netflix original.
It is.
It's got Hilary Swank, and I know when I bring up Hilary Swank, we all want to debate: is she hot or not?
Office.
Office. That's an Office joke. If you've seen the Office, you'll love
Ask
it.
Steve Carell. He'll let you know. Rainn Wilson. He'll
She's
debate
hot.
you.
I think Steve Carell, Michael Scott was the deciding factor. She's
Hilary Swank was from $1 Million Baby. I haven't seen her in a whole lot. She did one about the plagues.
hot. She's done movies. I mean,
Ish.
has she though? One of my favorite actresses, Rose Byrne. She's hilarious. She plays Mother. You've seen her in
Neighbors.
Instant Family, Neighbors. And then
Get him to the Greek. She's fantastic. I like her too.
she's really good. I really do like her. I don't remember who the girl is off the top of my head. I can't remember her name. But it's a great movie. It's an interesting movie. It's about a robot who creates a human and then raises her to be the perfect human.
So think of this as post-apocalyptic. The world is ended. A robot has genetic samples and is now raising a baby to start reproducing the planet, raises her in a way to make her super smart, great schooling, all this different stuff. And then what happens?
She lets a stranger in.
The girl realizes something that the robot was telling her. The whole world is dead. You have to raise your own life. We're going to give you a baby to raise. You're going to start making a civilization.
You're going to be a sister. And there's thousands of little fetuses, pretty much,
Yeah.
that she's going to create.
Yeah.
And they're both going to raise them. That's how the movie's going to play out.
And then she realizes, hey, Hilary Swank is on the outside, bashing in the door, trying to get in, trying to tell her, hey, that robot's lying to you. The world hasn't ended. You should help me. You have food. You have air. You have clean, the atmosphere is good. You have to help us. And then she's like, is this robot lying to me? Is she lying to me? It's a whole different kind of battle.
It's got the twist ending. I won't reveal it because I'm recommending you watch it.
She was dead the whole
The
time.
whole time. I guess I am.
The little girl, by the way, played by Bruce Willis. Great actor. Looked just like a little girl the whole time.
You know what? If we're doing robot movie surrogates, I don't know if that's a robot movie. That movie sucked. Bruce
Oh no, because I think it's just like suits controlled by people.
Stupid. You're right. It's shitty.
It's like Pacific Rim.
But yeah, it's got the twist ending. I did realize it was coming. My wife actually got mad at me because I kind of said it was going to happen. And she's like, "You fucking read this somewhere. I know you did." I was like,
man.
I didn't. It's just watch the movie. Listen, they kind of give it away right at the beginning there. You'll know it. But it is overall, it's a good movie. It's interesting. It's kind of an original movie. Guess it's time to drink.
Oh, hey, drink o'clock. That just means somebody has donated money to Whiskey Cinema. We have to take a drink.
Thank you. Stepford Wives with Bruce Willis. Yes, that's Dave Prince.
Same kind of idea where like someone inhabits a body. That's more of a robot thing because I think at some point that movie had a lot of problems because Nicole Kidman at some point.
That's not a robot movie to the end.
Well, it kind of is. They're like, well, are they robots? Are they adjusted people? And at one point, he wants an ATM, and he looks at her, and she shoots money out of her mouth like an ATM does. And I was like, oh, even the director didn't know what the fuck this movie was. Hey, donating to Whiskey Cinema.
But yeah, that's my robot movie recommendation. Please watch it. It's on Netflix. I know all of you have Netflix or are piggybacking off someone else's Netflix.
Dude, I mean, I'm like the little lamp shark. I'm on the bottom of the hammerhead. Like, that's my life. I'm just, we're going to go left, then we're both going left. That's my whole life. I go wherever the main host goes.
All right, what do you got?
All right, this is an underrated movie. Maybe my favorite. I don't know. Well, we're getting a lot of donations. Hey, cheers to what you're doing to us right now. Don't be mad. This is good. This means our customers are donating to Whiskey Cinema. Thank you so much. Getting hammered. A little distracted. You drink first. I'll keep talking. My movie recommendation is Chappie. I love Chappie. Chappie's done by Neil Blomkamp, I think is his name. He did District 9. He loves Johannesburg movies.
Let me ask you that first. Before we get started on your review,
go ahead.
Which one do you like better? Do you like District 9 or Chappie?
Man, that's such a good question. I'm going to say, for me, they are essentially tied. Because I like District 9.
You have to pick one. I don't do this tied bullshit.
All right, Jesus. I go
District 9, by the way.
I'm going to tell you Chappie. I'm going Chappie. I watched it more recently. I think it was great. The acting is fantastic. I'm going Chappie. Not to say District 9 is a loser by any means, but Chappie is so strong, and it starts off fast. Because there's some people that, like, we're talking about slow burns. District 9 is a little bit of a slow burn. A little bit. I mean,
an action-paced slow burn.
I mean, not as slow as, like, some dramas, but compared to Chappie starts off with robots landing and attacking people.
We got a couple people. We got District 9. They're picking District 9 over Chappie. We got Chappie.
Fantastic.
Chappie again.
I like the arguments in the chats, you guys. If you're watching this on Facebook, click on that window, get to the big screen, then comment, and we'll see it. I had a couple people going like, you need to respond. I'm like, you got to click on the main window. It's been shared across a lot of platforms. We can't see it. So
I will say this. I did not respond to Kristen earlier because I knew I was talking to that about that movie earlier.
Which one?
No, I Am Mother. I knew that was going to be my recommendation. I was like, I can't. I don't want to bring that up yet, but I knew I was going to ignore her for a minute.
Kept it in the holster. I love Chappie. Chappie's fantastic. Charlton Copley, who is another guy that I think is so good. He's the guy from District 9 who's also on A-Team. Yeah. Elysium, he played the hunter that was after Matt Damon.
Yeah.
And he voices. And he
both Blomkamp movies.
Blomkamp. It sounds like a sexual position, but
it's a great one, if you ask me. I'll show you later.
Oh, jackpot. I love Chappie, so good. I rewatched it. I watched it with my wife, who recommended it on the show. Oh, no, she recommended I Am Others. She loved Chappie. She made a post about it going, have you guys seen this? I've talked to horseshoers and hikers and people that love movies.
People who play D&D.
People who play D&D.
We talked about it Friday when we played D&D.
Dungeons & Dragons. But
they know what D&D is.
I mean, it might be the creators of Game of Thrones. They don't know. It's a mistake. That tricked me a couple times. But she loved it, and it was a drama, and there's hard parts in it. They're bullying him. He's having a hard time. He has the brain of a child. He's growing up. But the whole movie is so good, being a gangster in Johannesburg. I love Chappie. Definitely check that movie out. Hugh Jackman's in it. Charlton Copley. Sigourney Weaver, the tie-in to Wall-E. Fantastic. So good.
Tie-in Hugh Jackman now.
Hugh Jackman was really good in Real Steel.
Also in Chappie as the villain.
And also he has bones made of metal and
Wolverine.
The Greatest Showman. So definitely check those movies out. But Chappie's probably my favorite. Underrated. People might not have seen it. Maybe you have, but also definitely check out Chappie. Rewatch, definitely worth a rewatch.
I'm not as high on Chappie, but Chappie is still a really good movie. I do really like it. Like I said, I pick District 9. But Rotten Tomatoes, 32%. 32%.
Motherfucker.
You got to boost those numbers up.
Oh, wait. I PG-13. Madre fucker.
Yeah, we can't say mom on this podcast.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it definitely needs to be up. The two main stars in that movie, I don't know if they're the main stars, but the two main characters, Ninja and Yolandi Weiser, those are, I think, their real names in the movie.
Dude, so they're real rap group,
They
real
are.
gangsters.
Yep.
And they had real problems with them on set. Mostly Ninja, who is the white guy who looks like he's a problem.
Yeah, he looks like a piece of shit. They're a real rap group, like he said. They're a controversial rap group in Africa. One of the actors, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, does not like Ninja. They had issues. They did have to act together. He was the main gangster guy.
Hippo.
The mob. Thank you, Hippo.
Hippo.
In real life, he hates Ninja.
Which, by the way, made me laugh. They had to give him subtitles because his accent was so different from what he was talking about. Because it was like a South African accent, which, if you don't know, sounds a lot like Australian, but a little slower.
Yeah, pretty much. This movie flopped in the box office.
Crazy.
It did not do good. They
Crazy.
were planning there to be more movies. They were planning there to be a sequel, maybe even a trilogy. It flopped. They did not make any more.
Oh, such a shame. I love Chappie. So much fun. But here's the thing. I think it got the good Matrix essentially like service. The first Matrix, if they did not make any sequels, would live on forever.
Okay.
The second, third movie are good movies. The first movie, unbelievably interesting, great concept, idea. Sentinels, y'all live in a thing where brains in a jar, in pods, so much fun, right?
Oh, well.
He flies at the end saying, I'm going to free everybody. That's a great movie. Chappie, if they made sequels, might be shit now.
Might be, but critics already thought it was. And so did viewers, obviously. Nobody went to see it. User reviews were garbage. I disagree with all of them, but yeah.
I mean, if you want to say it's
Blomkamp's career, you're probably right.
Do you think that Terminator 2 is better than this? Fair enough. I absolutely agree. It is better. Do you think Chappie is 30%? I mean, I'll have my best friend Brandon fight you right now to defend my honor. Brandon?
I assumed you were talking about your brother.
God, I wouldn't put him in that kind of danger. I meant you.
Oh.
Put up your dukes. Real steel.
Don't
Don't fight Hugh Jackman. He's aggressive in all his movies.
Yes, he plays the villain in this movie, which is kind of weird to see him in. You see him, you know him as Wolverine, the kind of anti-hero thing, but he does a good job. Sigourney Weaver, like I said, does a good job. It is a good movie. If you haven't seen it, I definitely suggest you check it out. But yeah,
There's a great line in this movie, which I love. Sigourney Weaver. Essentially, it is like RoboCop. He comes to her and goes, "Hey, we need this, my Moose project. We need more funding." And she goes,
is this your Hugh Jackman impression?
"Shink, shink, handsome." How's that? Pretty good?
Not as handsome in this movie. He's got like a mullet, like half.
Yeah,
a mullet
he does. Oh, I described it the same way. I said he looks like a football coach that doesn't know he has a mullet.
A rugby coach?
Yeah, because it's the ball.
Yeah.
It was so funny. So he goes, "I want more funding for this," and Sigourney Weaver says, "It would have to get a lot worse before we would consider using you." And I was like, if that's not a fucking plot hook, I don't know what is.
Also, our tagline: "Your life has to be a lot worse to listen to us."
No, that's not true. Your life could get a lot better. Jesus. Chappie's my favorite. It's an underrated movie. I've talked to a lot of people. It is beloved around everyone who's seen it. So with the fact that the critics say it was shit, I think that like some of the actors refused to do interviews. Something weird happened because I haven't met somebody that thought it was garbage.
Me either.
What's the highest rated movie we talked about today that you just think does not deserve a high as rating as it's gotten?
Oh.
There's a couple that you were talking about before, and you're like, this got really high, this guy. And then Chappie got like 36% or something crazy.
We haven't talked about it. I'll bring it up now, though. AI, artificial intelligence. It didn't get great with 73%, but I thought the movie was kind of boring.
Wow.
I did. I thought that movie was a little bit boring.
Another tag to Quibi because I started watching it. Steven Spielberg, the last movie he wrote was AI as a screenplay. He's writing a horror anthology that is appearing on Quibi this fall. So
Kubrick, Stanley Kubrick, we all know if you watch previous episodes.
Shining Clockwork Orange, what's up? Let's get it all.
He worked on this project for 2 decades.
Wow.
Knowing this wasn't probably going to be his greatest movie, he asked Spielberg to do it, saying it was closer to his sensibilities. And people thought that Spielberg did not do Kubrick justice this movie.
Oh, that's harsh. Fuck.
Spielberg is probably going down as the greatest director.
Joe Rogan asked this podcast to talk about robot movies, and you know what? I'm sure right now he's watching thinking they didn't do justice for JRE. Frank and the Robot, I want to talk about that one a little bit.
I was going to bring that one up too. I may not give it as high as a rating as it got. Chappie, I would watch over this movie, but it is still a very good movie.
Frank Langella, James Marsden, essentially a
Susan Sarandon, Liv Tyler.
Oh, fantastic! And
I
Kevin,
love Susan.
I think it's Kevin Spacey voicing the robot.
No, it's Peter Sarsgaard.
Oh, I like Peter Sarsgaard. Fantastic, really fun movie.
They didn't want the robot touching people, so they.
He just started moving over. He's like, ooh, preschool. Frank and the Robot, I really like. Frank Langella, maybe one of my favorite movies he's ever done. You've seen him in a bunch of stuff. I won't even tell you because his filmography is longer than as many episodes as we've had.
You say that, it sounds like you don't know.
The Box, I mean, I can name a bunch, but it's embarrassing because I only know the stuff he's done the last 10 years, but his career is 40 years long.
Yeah.
One of my favorites, though, that he's done, super good, awesome, The Robot, and essentially at the end, it's a moral conundrum of a guy who's retiring. He's getting Alzheimer's.
So it's about a ex-con man, ex-robber, I guess.
A burglar.
Thank you. Who is getting Alzheimer's, and James Marsden is his son, keeps traveling 5 hours out of his way.
It's James Marsden.
That's what I said. Or maybe
I'm getting drunk now, so I'm getting angrier. Sorry.
James Marsden.
Marsden!
I don't give a fuck. He travels 5 hours away every week to see his dad, make sure he's helping him. Eventually just buys him a robot because he can't keep doing that. He's got kids at home.
Sure.
And the robot, Frank and the robot become friends.
Yeah.
They start doing heists together. And then, yeah, it's a good movie. I won't tell you the rest. But it's a little sad at the end.
If we get another ding, I'll take a drink and I'll tell you the rest because we get those
ding!
sponsors. I want to talk about this real quick with Frank Langella. Him and the Robot, he's essentially your dad with a phone. He doesn't want it. He doesn't want to learn it. He's not a fan.
I'm not going to use this.
Learn all the buttons.
Just give me cereal. The robot cooks and cleans.
I want my newspaper. This has all the newspapers. Shut up.
The robot just wants him to be healthy, so he keeps giving him healthy food.
Fantastic. Him and this robot, and then he realizes, oh, this robot can help me do heists. He starts teaching him to lockpick. I like that scene a lot. He's like, hey, that's your fastest ever. He's timing him. The robot doesn't know about laws, so he starts kind of breaking them. So much fun. And then towards the end, I didn't hear a ding, so I'm not telling you the difference.
Here's a joke for you. They originally considered Brie Larson, but they thought she was too robotic.
Turn your cup. Let them see.
That's right. I like Brie Larson. I don't care. But I know he'd like that.
Your co-hosts don't. I'm not a fan of Brie Larson. I'm sorry.
I've watched Just Mercy. By the way, I think Amazon's playing it for free.
I do
like that.
I've seen Mercy. And I think Mercy
with, Michael B. Jordan.
I've seen it. I think it's really good.
It is really good.
Her part could have been played by anybody, like Halle Berry in Robots. Let's pay an extra $2 million to get this girl to voice this.
But you got to have the name. You want people to watch Robin Williams, Halle Berry, Ewan McGregor. Come on. I'm
just telling you, some names are overpriced.
You're right.
And some names are underpriced.
Like Brandon Rich and Daniel Holsworth.
That's right.
Bam.
Or maybe they're average. They're correctly priced.
We're probably overpriced still.
I like Frank and the Robot so much. That was really good. Sigourney Weaver plays this librarian. He teaches the robot to steal for him. The robot goes in there and steals stuff. And then later on, you realize this woman is his ex-wife that he can't remember. He has memory problems.
Alzheimer's. That's what that is.
I mean, I just think he's forgetful.
That's what he tries to say the whole movie.
Sure.
I'm fine.
And then he goes to the tomato bushes. Great movie, fantastic. If you are in a good, I would say like a drama feel, like you said, a slow burn with a good payoff, check out Frank and the Robot.
Yeah. Also, yeah. No, we actually talked about it. Never mind.
No, tell me what were we gonna say.
I thought for some reason we didn't talk about AI, but we just fucking talked about it. I'm drinking a lot here, but I just brought that up.
Cheers. Get another ding on that thing.
Free Fire Breed kicks ass. I'll have to watch that one. I don't know if I've ever seen it.
Free Fire. Look at Dave. Look at Dave, friends, pretending like things exist that don't.
And yes, Kobe, they are making a new Matrix.
Oh, they are. Keanu Reeves is currently filming it, and after that, he's going to John Wick, where he's filming 2 sequels to John Wick 3.
Brie Larson on Running Wild with Bear Grylls. Amazing. She's a real superhero, you communist. I love that. You fucking commie.
Hey, I never said I wasn't. Fair enough.
That's fair. We don't start the show saying we're on commies.
I want to talk about a little bit of what do you call it? Honorable mentions. Not worth mentioning too much, but Automata with Benicio del Toro. This movie is not good, but it has some good parts where they make an AI. That AI essentially gets
there. So it
smart.
There's your ding.
Cheers.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you all very much.
Essentially, it gets to the point where
I'm just drinking ice water right now.
They make an AI that gets so smart that it decides it doesn't need to talk to them anymore and decides a new robot next to it. So they kill the first robot and then start raising the second robot to obey them. Awesome idea, executed poorly. I like Antonio Banderas. I think he's really good.
Right? I mean, Puss in Boots.
Boom.
That's all you need to.
Man, you mentioned okay. All right. Hey, man. Hey, that's money in the bank for drinking. You know what I mean? It's usually opposite for me. You usually have to pay to drink. We're getting like recommendation.
An honorable mention that's not good to me. We had a viewer bring it up.
Okay.
2.0. Don't watch it.
What's 2.0?
Not a good movie. That's all you need to know. Never watch it.
Nothing else? Okay.
Ghost in the Shell. Kobe Larson's with someone who's not as good. Thank you. Her best role is Jojo Rabbit, if you haven't seen it.
Scarlett Johansson got in a lot of trouble for her constantly trying to play other races and other type of people.
Right? I thought Black Widow was supposed to be black.
And her husband died. I didn't mind Ghost in the Shell, but watch the anime. It's like you have such a better already alternative. You better come in strong, and they didn't.
I don't watch anime. I watch hentai.
Hey man, watch out for tentacles. Another one is Moon with Sam Rockwell.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have seen this. I love The Moon. It's an independent film, so it's not a big budget, but essentially this guy works on the space station forever. He has the only AI, which I think is Kevin Spacey's. Why I got confused.
Okay.
And as he's there, he realizes that he is a clone that is going to die. And they thought he died on a mission, and they just reactivated a clone of himself to replicate it. So he goes in and meets himself. So on the space station trying to figure out what to do. And his first thought is, I'll kill you so that you can't take over my life. And another clone goes, you would never kill anybody for any reason.
I love Sam Rockwell.
So much fun. Fantastic. 7 Psychopaths.
Moon rocks. I get it. I loved it.
Dave doing jokes.
There is something I want to mention about I Am Mother.
Please do.
That robot is not CGI. That is someone in a costume playing a robot.
Wow.
Their budget was running a little low. It's not a high budget movie. Looks pretty good, but it's not a high budget movie. They put someone in a costume.
You know what's so funny? If you make a movie about sci-fi, your budget's not going to be as strong as if you make a movie about a teen romance where you're a werewolf.
For cars. Just cars stealing VCRs from a truck.
It's hard. I feel bad for these people, but dude, I Am Mother is a great recommendation.
If you watch that and know that robot is just a costume, it's even more impressive because the lights on that thing kind of, that's some good detail.
Give me 2 recommendations, and I'm gonna do 2 recommendations.
All right. Yeah, you're feeling
starting to slur a little bit. The slur is strong with this one right here. It's a good drink. Robot's a good drink.
I already recommended I Am Mother. Mm-hmm. It's a great movie. Definitely watch it on Netflix. I'll probably go Ex Machina just for the acting.
Sure.
If you don't know who Alicia Vikander is, you will after this.
Yeah.
Oscar Isaac, same thing. They're great in that movie. So those are probably my 2 recommendations. If you haven't watched Chappie, obviously everybody has. So.
Chappie, there was.
I haven't seen.
Why you shit on my recommendation?
I haven't met anybody who hasn't watched Chappie yet. So I'm just saying.
What the fuck? All right, then I recommend Terminator 2.
It's a great recommendation because for some reason it got 32%. But to this day, everybody I know, and it's not a lot of people, I guess, have not or have watched Chappie.
All right, so this is I'm gonna do 2.5 because 2 are me robots. One's Chappie. Fuck off. You're
I'm not saying that's a great recommendation.
Well, don't chop me off.
Fuck off.
All right. So Chappie's my first recommendation. I think it's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. I would also recommend as my second one, Moon, which has an AI robot that's taking care of them. You can go and do Alien, which has a android that's helping them. It's also played by different characters later on in the series.
I'll recommend any Samuel Rockwell movie.
Dude, love it. So do Moon, do Chappie, and then Project Power. I would say check out Project Power on Netflix.
Knight's Tale, I guess.
Fantastic. Hey, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We appreciate it so much. Next week, we're going to be talking to you about another subject. You're fantastic.
It's 90s, or not 90s. It's the early 2000s. Dave Prince's article.
Woo!
We're jumping back on that. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Get ready for us to talk about some Shrek.
Okay.
Shrek is the only movie we're talking about.
Well, we have
and
others.
Shrek 2.
All right. I don't know, baby. Is that a boulder? That's a nice boulder.
And in the morning, I'll make a waffle. But yeah, we'll see you next week, guys. Have a great day, great night, great week.
Check out our recommendations and robot it up. Dr. Robotnik, Origato, Mr. Roboto.